Hello everyone, it's Armstrong here from Madai Miniatures, and today I want to build a engine and radiator for a car. I want to scratch build it. And to prevent people from saying that they don't have access to plastic art, I'm gonna be using gift cards as materials, because everyone can get gift cards from any supermarket and they are all plastic art. Only issue with this material is this, that usually it is coated with some sort of protective layer, which you would have to damage with file to get a better connection, or just tear it off. Some of them can be peeled off. I'm not sure if it's gonna be possible with this one, but yeah, there we go. It's actually, with the sharp blade, it's much easier than I expected. But you can peel off this top layer relatively easy. And once you have it, you can just grab it with your fingers and just tear it off. So yeah. It's going a bit slower with this one than I expected. Usually I have it clean by this time. But yeah, this one is stuck very well. And there we have it, a clean piece of plastic art. Well, it have the film on the both sides, so you have to do it twice. But yeah, just be careful to don't cut yourself when you do that. And very quickly you're gonna have enough plastic art to work on your smaller and bigger Gaslands builds, not builds. There you go, this side was definitely less stock. Now this is a perfectly usable piece of plastic art. So I want to build some sort of exposed engine for my car. So first of all, just gonna cut it to some smaller size. And for the speed, I'm gonna be using super glue on this build. But once you get rid of the plastic film, you can just use a plastic glue, and this should actually still work. Because I know about this material, because when I couldn't get any plastic art in the local area, I started to think about alternatives, and that's what I came up with. Now I have those two. I just want to make a small box for the engine block. So, how you can see, I usually do not measure too much. I just tend to cut. But thinking about size of any Gaslands car, do I have anything in here? How big would be the engine? Maybe this big. So I have one side, and then the other side. So that's top and bottom of the engine. Just file the edges to get them relatively smooth. And now just use those as the markers for next piece. So that's one, and 2. So I have those 4 cut out. Now just grab a bottle of super glue. Of course, Poundland brand. And like always, got stuck to me. So yeah, just build a box out of it. Come on, come on, come on. So 1. And 2. Now I wasn't thinking straight. I should be gluing this as a 3rd piece. But well, what's done is done. So come on, just get in there. Oh, it don't want to work with me. I think it's just because I left too much flash on one of those pieces. Ah. Okay, I just have to clean up this piece because there is flash and it doesn't allow me to glue properly. But that was my mistake. I wanted to do it too quickly and that would cost me more time. And now this and those 2. Come on, just slide ever so slightly. Okay, so I have my basic box. It's ugly, it's bad, it doesn't look great, but it is here. So now I just want to cover the end pieces. So again, just super glue, piece of plastic card. Okay. I'm not used to using this material anymore because I have tons of plastic card at home, so I'm a little bit impatient with this. But I used to use it a lot a couple of years ago. Oh, come on, not my fingers. And there we have the basic box. It still doesn't look anything like engine. And now, next thing is gonna be some tubing. So, cotton swabs. The cheapest you can get usually have a plastic tube inside, so if you just get rid of the cotton part, you are left with just a plastic tube. And final thing is, well, since we are all model makers, we usually have some sort of accessory spruce. And I have this plate that I bought at Aldi or Lidl or whatever for a couple of euro, but I'm actually more interested in the sprue itself than in the pieces, because I can use this sprue to actually dress up this particular engine. So I want this nice corner this. So those two knobs looks perfect for some stuff. So just be careful and remove them with patience, more than I have. Oh, I have bigger blade, which gonna be probably more stable in this case. So 1 and 2 cuts, and then I just want some slices from this. So again, 1 slice, another one, another one. I'm gonna leave this elbow, maybe I'm gonna use it for something. Come on. This piece put more resistance than I expected. And maybe just few more slices through this sprue. Oh yeah, that was the issue. So I have a couple of slices through this, and I want a couple of slices through that as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. Yeah. And again, the elbow is left. Just thinking, do I want anything else from this sprue to use? This landing gear looks nice. What do I have on the other one? Oh, these exhaust pipes. But nah, since it is a scratch build, I gonna just stick to trash items. So yeah, now super glue, just gonna cover one side of it. Just grab those slices that I have, just put them over here. I would say about 3 of the bigger one. Just and that's one side, and then the other side I'm gonna treat it exactly the same. Again, the 3 thicker slices, 2 and 3. And now I want to have the kind of sticking out pistons on top of it. So I'm just gonna take this again, measure about the length of the engine, and this one gonna need a little bit more love. So just this. And I'm gonna glue this on top. So here. That's so far how it looks. It's thus far the cost of it is pretty much only super glue. And if we ignore that fact, then it is free. Because I would buy this plane anyway because I wanted it for a different project, and the sprue is a trash. So yeah, now I want my pistons, and I want to have 6 of them sticking out. So I'm gonna be using a cotton swab piece, and I'm just gonna be cutting them in roughly 6-7 mils length. And Again, I don't care about perfection here. Yeah, they are gonna be roughly the same. And I know that pistons do not really stick out of the car engine block, but just look cooler. Yeah. The pistons are hidden inside of the block and they are moving inside of a casing, and that's how much I know about cars. But in this case, I don't care about anything being realistic, and in most of my builds I don't care about realism. Unless it is a scale, then I think about scale realism. I used to be when I was much younger, I used to collect military miniatures, and there was much more pressure about the realism on that, and I was still painting them whatever I wanted and doing with them whatever I wanted, so it's not like I ever was confined to realism. And my god, I would love Gaslands when I was a kid. I was loving to glue guns on top of my toy cars and making like mobile bunkers and stuff like that. So yeah, I have 3 pistons on one side and 1, 2, 3 drops of super glue. And 3. Okay, this actually works out pretty well. And now I have those 6 smaller slices, so I just want to cap off the pistons. So 1, 2, and 3. Come on. Yep. And closing this up. With those little slices. And again, 1, 2, and 3. And that's how it looks like right now. I'm just thinking about using this somewhere. Maybe out here. Just gonna... Yeah, just gonna glue it here. Again, my complete lack of knowledge about cars is visible in what I'm doing because I don't know how it should look. Yeah. Okay, and unfortunately I have a gap. I can fill that gap up with a green stuff or just super glue. Now, this part is, well, not perfectly finished. I still may use some guitar string for some wiring, and maybe this for some sort of tanks or something. So yeah, why not? Since I'm already on it, I may as well just go the extra mile. So 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, 1, somewhat clean up the other one as well. The third one, yeah. So just gonna glue them on the side. 1, 2, come on, 3. Yep, so I have some sort of 3 tanks on the side. And now I have guitar strings because I used to live with a guitarist who was giving them to me whenever he broke them. But you can buy them in any music store or online or whatever. So yeah, I just gonna run a guitar strings from those tanks. So don't use your good clippers to cut guitar strings, always use your crappy ones. And if you don't have any crappy ones, then glory to you, because you are just a better modeler than me. Because I think that I have 6 pairs of clippers that I utterly destroyed through the years. And a couple completely broken that I had to throw out. This is a bit too long. Yep, that's gonna be just fine. And just remember that this doesn't represent a real car, it represents my fantasy view of a car engine. So yeah, more orky than anything else. Yep. So just some more super glue on all 3 of those. And there we have 1. And come on. And second one. And that's how it looks like right now. And this gonna be at the front of your car, and then I want to have some sort of radiator. And I have already a true and trusted way of making them, so I just look at the how wide is my engine, and I usually just make it roughly a little bit wider than the engine. So just gonna be cutting this. And yeah, that's gonna be about this size. And I'm just thinking about making it a little bit more of a arced shape, like a medieval arches. So scissors and back for yourself for being a precise person, because I'm not. So I know that it ain't gonna be equal on both sides, and that I'm gonna have to cut it dozens of times before I get the shape I want. And then I'm gonna have to cut another one. You see, that's the issue with not measuring stuff. Okay, and just cut off the top and around it. I think it is too wide. Just cut it off both sides. Now let's just look. It's still a giant. I was definitely measuring it too big. And now with a file, just round up the edges. So I have this rounded up. I need to clean up all the flash that was left after sanding. This is the only real downside. When I sand a proper plastic card, I don't have to do this step. And now I need to clean up this area. Now I just have to cut about a mil or so wide strips of plastic card. I usually have some sort of a rod or exactly the thickness plastic card at hand, so this again not my favorite part. But you need to cut, I don't know, about 8 or 10 pieces like that. So just brace yourself for cutting plastic card for a few minutes. And try to make it as straight as possible, because your ruler gonna move ever so slightly, no matter how well you are holding it. So yeah, it's going better with everyone, so I'm fine with that. Come on. 4. Oh, come on. Okay, hopefully that's gonna be enough. And now just start gluing it from the middle. So like always, some old bottle cap, put some super glue on top of it, and this way you ain't gonna be sticking to it that much, hopefully. And just through the middle, stick it. Take your clippers, cut it. Next one, leave about 1/2 mil gap, yeah, and stick it. Come on. And cut. Okay, I cut it definitely a bit thicker than I wanted, because normally I use a little rods for it, or little squares, and they are definitely much smaller. But yeah, you just do this from the middle to the sides. And hope to don't fumble the piece as much as I do. And the last slice for this. Like always. This is the unfortunate quality of super glue. It likes to stick to your fingers better than to materials you're working with. Now just clean up the edges, and that's your basic radiator. Now only thing that's left is just taking a piece of plastic card banding and just go all around it. So yeah, I think that this is a little bit thinner, which is gonna be to my advantage, hopefully. Come on. I used this piece for making rivets some time ago with a hole punch. And now just make the strip about 1.5 mils to 2 mils wide. Oh my goodness, and it slipped straight away. Not fair. And there we go. And just band around it. I'm gonna start from this side, go to that side. All right. So just super glue and start sticking your fingers to it. So yeah, sorry if I'm completely out of the view, but this is a bit flimsy right now. Oh, okay, it's going a little bit better than I expected. Come on. These are the struggles of scratch building with completely random materials. And here, come on. Now if you want to, you can actually take it and just glue it to another layer of plastic art to have nice and strong backing for it. I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And this is gonna give as well the radiator a little bit of thickness. So now that's how it looks like. I still have to cut off this edge here and cut it off of this from the backing, well, with the backing. And that's how it looks like. And of course, a little bit of sanding never hurt anyone, I think. I hope. And now the final touches that I want to put on this is just putting a cap on that. So just take a little bit of the plastic rod that you have remaining, and it just have to fly somewhere. There I have it. And do I have this smaller one still remaining somewhere? Oh yeah, it's just right in front of me. Of course, why wouldn't I be blind? And the smaller one. And then just dab of super glue. And I'm sorry for the messiness of this video. I realize that I have a lot of mess on the desk and it's kind of annoying to me. But I just wanted to make it in one shot. So you can see exactly from the beginning to the end how it looks like. And there is fairly crooked and very fast a radiator. It's probably good for bigger car because it's way too big for regular one. I would say maybe some truck. Yeah, and engine. And you can just pair them like that. All right. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch this video. And please rate, comment and subscribe. And have a lovely day. Bye now.